Hey.
Back.
All right.
We're
Sorry
live.
about that.
It's working now. I have no clue
Perfect.
what went wrong. I can't problem solve this kind of stuff. I'm a technology person, and
Yep.
it's not my forte
Yeah.
in any way whatsoever. So
Yeah. So anyway, we're just going to start over. So welcome to the live stream here for the Blind to Billionaire lives or the YouTube channel. And we decided just a few hours ago that we would spontaneously have a live stream to just create some kind of support group for people with RP or vision loss, or just anybody that wants some kind of support through anything. If you just want to talk about anything, if you have questions, if you want to discuss anything with all of us in the chat or us specifically, feel free to put it in the chat if you have any questions or comments.
yeah, or if you have questions for either of us.
Exactly. So I have Corey here. She's going to be reading the comments. If we're talking and there's a comment that comes in, she'll mention it and we'll discuss it. So go ahead.
Welcome back, Marwan said. Marwan, you welcome back because thanks for joining us again.
Yeah,
Sorry
thanks
about
again,
that.
Marwan.
We've really not had tons of technical difficulties, but we have today. Sabrina, you're back too. Thank you guys
Thanks,
so
Sabrina.
much. Sorry for the previous inconveniences.
Yeah. So like I was mentioning in the last take on this, anyway, we're members in a couple Facebook groups on Retinitis Pigmentosa Facebook groups. And we've noticed lately that, I don't know if it's just because we've been paying more attention or if it actually is true, but it seems like there's been an influx of possibly people who are newly diagnosed, accepting vision loss or the RP diagnosis. So we decided, we're just going to put this live stream out there and talk about, just letting you know that there's a community here on YouTube as well as Facebook for people with vision loss or RP. And we're always willing to talk to anybody, through live streams like this or through the comment section on the videos, or even I've talked to a few different people on the phone in the last few months too, and just offered some kind of support to them. And it's been a really great experience too.
But I also feel like, kind of in saying that, you've offered support to other people, but in return you get support back.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
a two-way street.
Absolutely,
and it's been really good for you too.
Yeah, it's been a great experience for me. Just having this channel has been so beneficial to me to just be able to talk about it and connect with all of you. So it's just been such a great experience, and I've had such a fun time talking and getting to know all of you here on the YouTube channel. It's just been really therapeutic for me, and I think it's been fun for Corey as well, because she interacts too, and she's right there reading the comments with me, and we respond sometimes together, or I do it on my own. But overall, it's been a really fun experience.
Yeah, I feel like we've both really enjoyed kind of getting to know everyone.
Yeah. So if you have any comments or questions or anything you want to discuss, feel free to stick them in the chat there, and we can definitely discuss it. But like I mentioned, we mainly just wanted to have this live stream just as a spontaneous support group for anybody, and just let you know that there's definitely more communities out there other than Facebook that allows you to talk with people, connect. And I feel like we've established a pretty nice group of people on YouTube that we've been talking to, and it's been kind of fun too that some of our people on YouTube back and forth with each other.
We really like to see that. It's nice. Yeah,
definitely. So do you have anything you want to mention?
I don't really think so. I feel bad. I don't have anything really extra to add. So I think we just wanted to just see kind of if you guys have anything to say or any questions. Marwan said it's nice to support each other, not only about our P, we support each other about a lot of things. And I think that that's true. And I know, like, for instance, like with Matt in our normal life outside of YouTube, I feel like we, really his vision loss is just a small component really of like who he is as a person. I mean, it affects certain parts of his life, but I feel like who he is, as all of you are the same, in that it's not, vision loss is not like your primary characteristic of who you are as a person. It's a component. And as a retinitis pigmentosa, and generally like a low vision YouTube channel, we discuss that a lot, and Matt discusses it because it's a it makes sense. But everyone's personalities and their life is much more than their low vision.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we kind of like to hear about just like everything, like normal stuff, stuff that's related to low vision.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, even on the channel, anytime we have new people that comment, or even basically everybody that comments, I like to ask them a lot of the same questions. I always like to ask people when they were diagnosed, like at what age they were diagnosed, what they like to do for fun. What are some of your hobbies? What are your passions? What do you and your spouse enjoy doing? Or just what do you enjoy doing on your own? I like getting to know those things. I like to know where people are from. And it's been really fun connecting with the people and just seeing, all different passions and interests that people have. And it just shows me that, vision loss doesn't dictate our life. There's actually one person that we talked to who enjoys drawing. So it's like you would never think that someone who is visually impaired or blind would be someone who likes to draw. So that's interesting. There's another person who has been around for quite a while. He is a photographer. So what's interesting about him is he goes around in his area and he uses some apps on his phone to have people that are live on the other end, looking through the camera on his smartphone, telling him what's out in front of him and what he sees so that he can capture these photos. So it's a pretty neat that, again, you expect someone who's blind or visually impaired to be a photographer, but he is. So
yeah, I think it's nice to hear what other people's hobbies are too, because I mean, Matt, you're always looking for hobbies.
I am always, yeah.
He's really looking for some hobbies. So kind of sometimes when he asks you what your hobbies are, it's kind of because he wants to see if it would be a good hobby for him.
Yeah, but not only that, I truly do enjoy learning and just getting to know people and what they enjoy doing in their life. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always good. And Matt and I, there's different things that we've come across that as a sighted and a non-sighted person that we like to do together. Like yoga was something this summer that we found was something that we could do together that we didn't know we could do. And so it's always fun to see what are things that people like doing, like with each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
We have another friend here, and he does woodworking. So it seems a little bit dangerous to be doing some woodworking with maybe low vision, but he does it, and that's what he loves to do. So
what's kind of interesting as a sidebar about woodworking is that in Minnesota, that's where we're from, they have two different blind schools in downtown, like in the St. Paul, in Minneapolis, so in the Twin Cities. And in both of those schools, Blind Inc. and School for the one's called Blind Inc.
Vision Loss Resources.
Yeah, Blind Inc. and Vision Loss Resources are the two schools in the Twin Cities that we have, and both of those schools actually teach woodworking, and that always seems kind of interesting to us.
Yeah.
Someday Nat will go to one of those schools, and maybe he'll learn woodworking too.
Yep.
I think you'd be good at it. You used to do that as
a
sighted
person. I used to do woodworking.
Matt was good too, I think.
I used to make a variety of things. So I feel like it was probably pretty dangerous, but I still have all my limbs.
Yep.
So.
And even if you didn't, we'd still love him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But probably would maybe hold off on that hobby. Yeah, you just never know.
Right.
Yeah, it's just interesting to hear what other people like to do too, though. So we really are happy to have anyone who's here watching right now, anyone who's going to watch us in the future. Sabrina, when I learned to know you, you were very insecure and searching. I saw you grow in the last few months, and that's what I think is nice to see.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, thanks, Sabrina. That's nice of you.
I think that's pretty. Hold on, I think our YouTube thing is screwed up right now. It's frozen.
Are we not?
I think it's still going. Our screen is just frozen, so we'll just keep going and not worry about it. So
you can't see comments?
I don't know if I can see comments because I don't know if anyone are coming
Okay.
in, but I do think I can see subscriber changes. Okay, I hear you, but the image is standing still. Okay,
Okay.
then we will stop. It's frozen. We hear you. Okay, then I'm going to stop touching the screen and fumbling around.
Yeah.
So I think that Matt has gotten less insecure about his low vision,
Mhm.
and I've even noticed it. We went on a cruise like 6 months ago, and we met some different strangers at our table, which was really fun. Dana said just the screen is frozen. Dana,
Dana,
hi, welcome.
welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. But it's cool. Like 6 months ago, we met this group of strangers at this table on the cruise for dinner, and I think you were kind of insecure about your low vision. It was hard for you to talk
Very
about it.
insecure.
You were like concerned about eating in front of other people, and now just like 3 weeks ago or whatever, we went on a cruise, a different group of strangers,
Yeah.
and you were just like, "Bam! This is my situation. This
Yeah.
is who I am. I'm gonna eat with my hands sometimes because it's easier." I don't know if any of you guys experience that, but sometimes Matt will like it's just more tactile than using a fork, and you were just like, "Hey, this is what I'm gonna do." So if
Yeah.
you guys are offended, just like, sorry. And I just
Yeah.
thought, way to go, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Sabrina. You know, it actually makes me think back, like Corey was just mentioning, that first cruise, the cruise that we were on about 6 months ago. And when we talked to those people, I was so insecure to eat with my hands. Or I don't actually eat with my hands. I
No.
use a fork and I use my other hand to kind of usher the food onto the fork. So that's just how I do it, and I kind of feel around my plate. And I was so insecure to do that because I wanted to be like, oh, I want to be that person that, you know, is proper at a dinner table, the guy who's like touching all over the place. So I was pretty insecure last time, but just a couple weeks ago when we were on this other cruise, the very first night, the people that came and sat down by us, you know, I basically just said, yeah, I'm blind, and this is how I do it. So, you know, I appreciate you mentioning that, Sabrina, because you're right. I guess I didn't really reel back to those two experiences that I feel like I actually have grown and just become more comfortable with it. And I think a lot of it is attributed to talking about it here on this channel. You know, daily or at least 3, 4 times, 5 times a week, I'm uploading videos, you know, RP or vision loss related. So, yeah, I think it's been, you know, like I said earlier, it's been therapeutic for me to talk it and have this channel.
Yeah, and I think too, talking about it, having the support from other people who are like, yeah, that's actually exactly what it's like for me too.
Hmm.
You know, hearing from different people, I think it makes you feel less alone.
Yeah.
And I feel like it makes you feel more mainstream and kind of like
Hmm.
what you do is food. Yeah.
Right.
I know sometimes Matt will be like, can this be finger food? You know,
Yeah.
for eating like
Yeah.
chicken or something, you know, something that's like you could eat
Yeah.
with a fork or you could not.
I like to ask though. I like to
Yeah.
ask, can I eat this with my hands? Just because I want to be respectful to the other people there too. So, um, yeah. What else were you
Yeah.
thinking?
Sorry, finding my food. LOL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah, that makes sense. We talk about that too, like
Hmm.
with, like I'll tell Matt like classes at 6 o'clock, sandwiches at noon. We do a lot of
Hmm.
clock talk
Yeah.
when we
You know,
eat.
another thing, yeah, another part of this with having this channel is it's been so much fun connecting with all of you, but it also makes me realize that I'm not alone. Like there are a lot of other people out there with RP, and not that I want other people to have vision loss. Like I definitely don't. I don't want anybody to have to deal with this and go through this. But at the same time, it's nice to see other people and connect with all of you, and just know that we do have a community here. And we are always trying to just provide as much value through our videos as we possibly can to make just to make your life possibly easier, give you the support that you need, and communicate with all of you anytime. So that's very important to us. We carve out as much time as we need practically every day to answer comments. Maybe not so much on the weekends, but you know, it's very important to us to get back to all of the people who are supporting us, to give our support back to them.
Yeah, it's just been so nice. I mean, the other night we had somebody comment about toothpaste, like
Yeah.
how you put toothpaste
Yeah,
on.
Emily.
Yeah, and you can talk about that, Matt. But I thought it was fascinating because I didn't realize as a sighted person that that was an issue.
Yeah.
Although I have noticed that Matt does put his toothpaste on his toothbrush specifically. It's been interesting because to me, and actually it was funny because then on Facebook later, more people commented about the toothpaste.
Yeah.
Emily, it's good to see you both again. It's good to see
Hey,
you
Emily.
too.
We're just talking about you.
Yeah. Yeah, but that comment, like you saying that,
Mm-hmm.
has spurred conversation in multiple facets, and I think it's been so nice. Sabrina, it is very good and open up, and you don't have to walk with it alone. And also for Corey, it must be very hard that this subject is not talkable. Even though sometimes I probably shouldn't talk about stuff I do.
Yeah. So I'd be interested to know, for those of you who are here that with low vision, do you actively use a cane? Like, do you bring a cane with you every time you go out? Do you have a guide dog? Do you have a sighted guide? Like, how do you do it? For me, I bring my cane with me, sometimes. I have it with me all the time, but I use it, maybe sometimes. Like, every time I go to the gym, I use it at the gym. But if I can use a sighted guide over a cane, I typically do. And I know it's not the best idea, but for me, I'm still having a hard time accepting the use of the cane. So I'm just curious, did any of you go through the same difficulties that I am as far as just accepting the use of the cane and having it with you?
Emily said that she does. She has a pink cane. See
Very
Popple well, not every time, but I'm just getting used to it. I use other people around me more. See Popple well 881. You know what?
Hey.
We haven't met you, and I bought a cane, but until now I never use it. I want to learn how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I really applaud you, Marwan, for wanting to use it.
Yeah,
because it's good.
definitely.
Dana, I use a cane.
Okay.
See Popple well 881. I'm new, LOL. We're thrilled.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, very cool.
This is awesome. And plus, it's kind of fun because with the comments, you can kind of hear other people. So,
Yep.
like Sabrina, Marwan, different people that we talk about, Emily,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be able to meet those. Brooke Nelson, I am a follower. I can't live without my cane.
Thank you, Brooke.
Nice to see you. Nice to hear
very
from you.
cool.
This is awesome.
Yeah, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah. So I have a question that I think Matt was kind of alluding to. How did you get to the point where you decided, you know what, I'm going to use my cane, I'm going to take that leap? Because I think Matt's having a hard time
Mm-hmm.
transitioning from not needing a cane and just using sighted guides to
Yeah.
I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to learn how to use my cane.
Yeah. I have kind of a funny story. So last winter, this is how insecure I am about using the cane. And I know it's just like everything. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it, and eventually it's no big deal. But about, I don't know, not even a year ago, let's just say like 9 months ago, it was winter here in Minnesota, like the heart of winter, tons of snow everywhere. And what was happening is our mail wasn't being delivered for like a week. So then what happened is we figured out that the mailbox here in our neighborhood was kind of snowed in, so the mail guy couldn't get to it. So anyway, it had to be shoveled out. So I decided I needed to walk to the mailbox during the day. Corey wasn't here to guide me over there. And I thought I need to make it to the mailbox so I can shovel it out so that we can all get our mail. And I was so insecure about using my white cane. Instead of using a cane, I went out into the garage and I took the handle off of the broom. So I had this like 5-foot wood stick and I held it out in front of me using it as my cane thing. And that's how I made my way to the mailbox. But instead of using a white cane, I used this long wood stick from the broom. And I guess I felt better about that. It's just, I had such a hard time pulling that white cane out to actually use it. And that was, a few months before I even started this channel. And so, yeah, I guess
yeah, like he uses other stuff as a cane. Like at the gym, if he doesn't have the cane, he'll take his towel and like whip it against machines to see if it's there.
Yep.
And it's like, gosh, if only they made a device
Right.
that you could use that would be very similar.
Mm-hmm.
C. Papa Wells wrote, okay, so Marvin said, Matt, give me courage to buy the cane. Thank you. Matt gave Marvin the courage. That's awesome. And then Sabrina wrote that you'll be more independent with a cane. Yep. She also said that you talk about wanting to use it a lot. And that you just aren't, I mean, she didn't say you're just not doing it, but she said you do mention that. And then C. Papa Wells wrote that that made that person want to use the cane is like living alone is what kind of drove them to saying, you know what, I actually really need to like use this cane because I need assistance. And I think that makes a lot of sense.
Definitely. For me, it's convenient to not use the cane because when Corey's with me, I just grab her and then I don't need the cane. If she'd push me away and say, use your cane, well then I guess that'd be a different story. Then I'd be forced to use it. And you're right, Sabrina. I do talk about using it, and I actually do. I use it every day. Every time we go to the gym, I use it, and so yeah, I use it not as much as I should, but I definitely use it.
I think it's just confidence with using it and maybe getting formal cane training to feel like you really own it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's amazing the steps that you've made in the last like 7.5 months have been just remarkable.
So all of you yeah, okay. I think
Yeah.
we already, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I really appreciate you guys for saying about kind of how you got started. I know it's a huge step, and I think I just commend anyone for either
Oh,
kind of
definitely.
making that decision, or if it's not the right time, that's cool. Like if you don't need the cane, like that's awesome. But either way, it's just a big step.
Yeah.
It's a big step towards acceptance.
So what type of assistive technology do all of you use that you find is the most beneficial or the most helpful?
We also
So-
kind of want to know, are you an iPhone or an Android person, or don't use a smartphone? And my question is, we're looking at smartphones. Are you an iPhone 8 person with the helpful button, or are you an iPhone 10 person, which we know just came out very recently? Well, not that recently, where there's no button, like no home screen button. So we're just curious what you use. Matt is Sabrina, Corey. Corey, is your excuse not to learn mobility on your own? And I would challenge you to do it. Yes. So in a way, I am kind of Matt's excuse not to learn.
Yep.
Yet I'm also his biggest advocate for learning.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely.
Kind of the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what else.
Yeah, I don't know. If you guys have anything else to add,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Feel free to throw any comments,
Android is
questions.
easier for me. From iPhone, iOS, that's my choice. That's good to know.
Okay.
So Marwan's pro Android.
Nice.
That's good.
Good to know. Thank you, Marwan.
Brooke, how does your partner help you with your cane? I've had good and bad partners, people to help me. Matt, use an iPhone 10. Nice.
Nice. Very cool. So it looks like iPhone 10.
We think we want an iPhone 10.
Yeah.
And Emily, for me, I use both a sighted guide and my cane. When it comes to using my cane, I do get anxious, still working on that. For technology, I am a computer programmer, believe it or not.
Wow.
Awesome. Good
That
for
is
you.
so cool.
That's really cool.
Wow.
Do you use, I don't know a lot about this, but my aunt was just telling me about like Dragon. I think some people use Jaws. I'm not sure if those things are like similar for the computer. Matt used like a voiceover on his computer a bunch of years ago, but it was kind of bad.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're kind of dragging your feet about that because you feel like it's going to suck, you know, because it used to.
Yeah.
But I think you're probably, you know, as his vision gets lower, it's just, you know, it's kind of the tough thing. But to answer your questions about how do you feel like with people using people as a sighted guide versus having people with a cane? So like when we Jaws and voiceovers is what Emily uses. That's good.
Okay.
Oh, voiceovers with your and
Yep.
Jaws is what you use on the computer.
Exactly.
That's good. I'm actually going to write both of those things, Jaws, down.
Yep.
So when Matt and I walk together, we'll walk holding hands, and then you'll use your cane in your right hand.
Exactly.
Or is that the opposite of what
Yep.
we do?
That's what we do.
Yeah. So that's more of I would say you use that slightly more as there's a word for that, what people say.
Like identification.
An ID cane. He'll use it more of an ID cane, just that if he bumps into people, we don't get punched in the face. But I feel like when you use it, you also kind of like find steps with it and things, which I think is nice because you safer.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, with sighted guide, it's just kind of feels more natural, especially if it's me. But obviously the cane's kind of helpful too.
Yeah. So I'd be interested to know, just to digress from this for just a moment, what is maybe like one, just throw it in the comment or in the chat section, what is maybe like one of your passions, or what is one thing that you just absolutely love to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marwan,
It's
I've
always
stepped a
interesting.
lot on people's feet and bumped to them, especially at Costco. Smiley face with teeth showing. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that happens, you know, somewhat for sure for Matt.
Right.
You know, we're bumping into people here and there. You know, I would say that, you know, sometimes I won't really realize like how wide the two of us are when we stand next to each other. So I'll be walking and then like I'll just like totally body slam Matt into, usually it's like a woman or a child, you know?
Yeah.
So that happens here and there.
Yep.
When we shop, we do like Matt will stand at the cart like as the pusher of the cart, and then I usually stand kind of at the front of the cart and kind of guide the cart around. So that actually works well for any store with a cart, because then it feels a little more natural for both of us. And then there's less kind of accidents.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice, I think.
Yeah. So I'd also like to know, what can we do as a support group? Like, what can we do, the two of us or me? Like, what can we do to help anyone or answer questions or just to maybe be more supportive or be there for you? I always want to provide just as much value as I can, and just always be there as a, I don't know, just as an advocate for people who are blind or visually impaired. So if there's anything you would like to see out of us, just let me know, and we can definitely do that.
Or maybe how it can be more interesting.
Like how can we,
That'd be
more
good.
interesting, supportive, just
Dana, I bump into a lot of stuff too, LOL. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Do you want to wrap it up a little bit?
yeah, we probably
Yeah.
could. So
We really appreciate you guys being here. Matt can't see this number, but I'm going to tell him we had 11 people here one time.
Wow, very
at one point.
cool.
That's like our highest ever. Sabrina, you were great. Martin,
Thanks,
you were
Sabrina.
so helpful. I
Thanks,
wish
Mar-
someday a TV station to do interviews with you guys. Oh, that would be awesome.
Thanks, Marwan. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so cool. I always want my goal. I'm gonna say my goal so that maybe if Ellen DeGeneres is watching, she'll like put Matt on the show. But my goal, my like dream, is someday for Matt to be on the Ellen show, because I think that would be so cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that would be sweet if Matt was on Ellen.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll wrap this up here, and but yeah, anyway, like I said, we just wanted to create just a spontaneous support group here, and we may try to do this, weekly or something, and just be here, just be available if there's anything you want to talk about, if there's anything you want to discuss, or comments or questions, or if you're having a hard time with anything, feel free. We're always here to all of you. So also feel free to just send us a message or a comment if there's anything you want to discuss a little bit more in private versus through the chat box too. So
yeah, and a good way to private message us if you have anything you want to just like talk about, just like, or if it's easier for you, is you can comment to us in the Facebook group. There's like, the Facebook page. You can do it on the group if you want more of a discussion. It's just awesome, and it's awesome for everyone to talk to each other. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So thanks again to all of you for being here. This really means a lot to us. This was just really fun, and we appreciate the turnout. It was really cool to see all of you here.
And Sabrina said, I will also always be there for the two of you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Sabrina.
cool.
We'll
Thank
be
you,
here for
Sabrina.
you too. Bye,
Yeah.
Dana.
Bye, Dana. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you sometime soon. Have a great weekend, and thanks again for being here.
Bye.
Bye now. See you later.